Good day, ma'am. Good day, everyone. In this presentation, we will clearly discuss four important crimes under Philippine law, which are theft, robbery, qualified theft, and fencing. We will break down each crime, understand their elements, and give you some practical examples so you can easily understand each crimes. So let's start with theft. Theft happens when someone with intent to gain, take personal property of another person without their consent and without using violence, intimidation, or force. So, there are five elements for a theft to exist. First, there is a taking of personal property. Second, the property belongs to another. Third, there is intent to gain or make a profit. Fourth, it's done without the owner's authority or consent. And fifth, it's done without violence, intimidation, or force. I'll give you an example. Imagine a janitor in a school who sees a teacher's phone on a desk, but then the janitor takes it and hides it in his bag to sell later after her work. So there is taking, no consent, intent to gain, and no violence, right? So that's it. It's theft. Now, robbery. Robbery is also the taking of personal property belonging to another and with intent to gain. But here's the difference. It is done with violence or intimidation against persons or with force upon things. So here's the elements of a robbery to be present. First, there is a taking of personal property. Second, the property belongs to another. Third, there is intent to gain. And fourth, it's done with violence or intimidation or by breaking or forcing entry to take the property. Give you an example for this crime. Example, a man threatens a cashier with a knife and demands for money from the register or the cashier money box. The property is taken. There is intent to gain and intimidation is present, right? So that it's qualified to the elements of a robbery. So to make it understand the difference between theft and robbery, theft is done without a violence, intimidation, or force upon things. But the other hand, robbery is done with violence, intimidation, or force upon things. That's the difference between theft and robbery. Next is qualified theft. This is still a theft, but with special circumstances that makes it more serious and punishable with a heavier penalty. It becomes qualified theft if it is committed by a domestic servant or with grave abuse of confidence, or if the stolen item is a motor vehicle, mail matter, large cattle, or even if it's stolen during calamity or disaster. So the elements of this qualified theft are all the elements of theft plus at least one qualifying circumstance. Like for example, a house helper entrusted with the keys of her employer's home secretly takes expensive jewelry and sells it because she's a domestic servant and the abuse of trust given to her. So it makes it all the elements are present to make it qualified theft. And lastly, fencing. Under the anti-fencing law, fencing is the act of buying, selling, possessing, or dealing in stolen goods with intent to gain, knowing or having reason to know they are stolen. These elements are first, our crime of theft or robbery has been committed. Second, the offender knew or should have known the property was stolen. Third, with intent to gain, they buy, sell, keep, or otherwise deal with the property. And fourth, they have no legal authority to possess it. Like for example, someone buys a brand new laptop from a stranger for only 2,000 pesos without a receipt, even though it's suspiciously cheap. Later, it's discovered the laptop was stolen during a robbery. This buyer didn't steal it but still committed fencing. In summary, theft is taking without consent and without violence. Robbery is theft with violence, intimidation, or force. Qualified theft is theft committed under special circumstances like abuse of trust. And fencing is dealing with stolen goods, knowing they're stolen. By knowing these differences, we can better understand the law and recognize these crimes in a real life situation. That's all for this presentation.